Om Tat Sat Divine Self. Welcome to Gyan Bhakti channel from Swami Nikhilananda. My humble prostrations to the all pervading Brahman, to my worshipful Guruji Swami Jyotirmayanandaji Maharaj, to Lord Rama, Lord Hanuman, and all sages and saints, and to each of you divine soul watching today's satsang. So we are currently covering in a summary form the mysticism of the Ramayana, the mystical meaning, and we had covered yesterday till what Sita means. Let's move on. When Lord Rama got married to Sita. So let's move our satsang from there today. The intellect, which is Sita, and she is Buddhi, as we know, Lord Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana were in the forest, and then Sita is kidnapped by the demoniac force. Who is that? Ravana. Ravana is called ignorance or avidya and placed in the Ashoka Vatika, a grove across the ocean in Lanka. Lanka is where Ravana resided, which means it's in the depths of the unconscious and the ocean has to be crossed over. Rama meets sages and saints, and meeting sages and saints implies satsang, the association. That's why we always revere sages and saints, because they are the ambassadors of God. They guide us towards a holy spiritual life and share with us the meaning and the true purpose of our existence. So Rama meets sages and saints, and there he befriends monkeys and bears. And what is the meaning? Monkeys, they and bears, they integrate the energy operating at the plane of the senses. So monkey mind. So our mind is always agitated. It's like a monkey. And the bear is when we go into hibernation. We are lazy. We tend to sleep a lot and gain, but we are not synthesized. So we are not using these things in a proper way. Whereas Lord Rama has the ability to harmonize both of these forces, and then they all fight that war against Ravana. And then he sends Hanumanji. Hanumanji is your sadhana shakti, your ability to do penance and start your tapasya, your daily prayers to God, etc. And sadhana shakti is the power of purity or brahmacharya. Brahmacharya it has two meanings. One is celibacy, of course, which means we keep sexual restraint, and the other thing is living in Brahman, which means Brahma Acharya. All our actions, whatever we do and think, are holy. And this is where sages and saints are in their day-to-day living. All their thoughts, words, actions, deeds are in brahmacharya. So to find the whereabouts of Sita, so all Hanumanji was a Nashtik brahmachari. Hanumanji was a total celibate, and that is why, and also he was always living in Brahman, in Rama, and therefore he has so much energy and so much valor, and he is able to find the whereabouts of Sita in this context. So Hanumanji burns Lanka. Burning Lanka means overhauling our unconscious, from which all the thought waves are constantly coming, and brings the news of Sita to Rama, promotes insight into the mystic practice of meditation and samadhi. These are the deeper meanings of the mysticism in the story that we talk about. So then, to once Lord Rama knows that Sita is in Lanka and they have to cross the bridge, Rama with his army builds a bridge across the ocean. It is a mystical bridge constructed by the rocks of Shubh Sanskaras, or pure impressions. As you know, building that bridge was a time consuming and a very difficult task for Lord Rama and his army. This also means that we as sadhaks, or we as aspirants, have to be prepared for the efforts that lie ahead, and we have to lay down rocks of Shubh Sanskaras, means pure impressions, purifying our life, understanding what we are all about, and trying to do good, be good, love all, serve all, in order to make humanity a fragrant flower and our life a fragrant flower as well. That's what is implied by building that mystical bridge. It links the conscious with the unconscious mind, and that's what the bridge is all about, because we have our Chetana Shakti, or the unconscious, and that then goes up and connects with the conscious mind. Then Rama, the soul. So our soul is Lord Rama. He invades the kingdom of the demons and recesses of the unconscious, where there abides the root of ignorance, of unrighteousness and evil. So Lord Rama has to go to Ravana in Lanka to fight with him. Similarly, we as the aspirants have to go into the deeper depths of our unconscious to find out where the root of the problem is. And what's the root of the problem? It's called ignorance, avidya. Avidya is Ravana, and unless avidya is rooted out, none of us can benefit. We will be just like, unless the root is pulled out, the weed will continue to grow again and again. So much in the same manner, if we really have to evolve, we have to get to the root. Ravana, ignorance, has to be killed, and that is the deeper meaning. The three demon brothers represents the three gunas, or the modes of nature, which is sattva, rajas and tamas. So Vibhishana is sattva, or purity, Ravana is rajas, or action, activity, material needs, etc., and Kumbhakarna is tamas, thereby sleeping 6 months. Rama befriends Vibhishana, who facilitates and aids Rama in the destruction of Rama and Kumbhakarna. Vibhishana, as you know, is Rama's brother, Sattva, who was kicked out by Ravana, but then Rama brought him into his camp and trusted him, and he was the one who told Rama that Ravana has nectar in his navel, so unless you shoot him there, the arrow, he cannot be killed. So too, in this way, the soul, having developed sattva, destroys rajas and tamas. So Kumbhakarna and Ravana were destroyed by Lord Rama once Vibhishan came on their side. So then the unconscious Lanka is ruled by Vibhishana. So the same Lanka that was being ruled by arrogant and materialistic Ravana is now being righteously ruled by Vibhishana, who is symbolic of sattva, or purity. So that's what the essence of this mystical meaning is. And then there Rama is united with Sita after he makes her go through the fire ordeal, implying that the soul joins Buddhi. Soul is Rama, Buddhi is the intellect, Sita, after it has been purified by the fire of intuition. That's what that meaning of that fire ritual was. Then Rama and Sita return and establish Ramarajya, which means they have done the sadhana and now they are enlightened, which means now they will be in perpetual Ramarajya, or happiness. The soul being united with Buddhi, pure intellect, recovers its true identity as Brahman, which is Lord Rama being established in his kingdom. This is called Jivan Mukti. Jivan Mukti, liberation in life, which is what my Guruji and our Guruji's Guruji is, Swami Shivananda Maharaj of Divine Life Society, and my Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayananji Maharaj of Yoga Research Foundation. He's based in Miami, Florida, and he's one of the last living disciples now, who was directly initiated by Swami Shivanandaji Maharaj. Our Guruji now is 91 plus. In February of 2022, he will be 92. So we are enjoying this bliss from him. The nectar of wisdom that we have absorbed is phenomenal, and I'm just trying to give you back little drops of the ocean that I have benefited from also. So this is what Jivan Mukti looks like. Jivan Mukti means liberated in the very life, which our Guruji has done, and he has inspired me to do the same, and that is where my efforts are currently. So this is the goal of the Ramayana. We should all understand why we read Ramayana. This is not just a storybook. It's it's much more than that. It's an epic, but also an epic that can transform our very life. So from a practical point of view, the Ramayana presents examples of the ideal character that should be emulated by people in their different relationships. What a mother should do, what a father should do, brother, wife, son, friend, society, everybody, what kind of, it's basically laying down ethical rules and a process to follow, a template. If we can follow, our life would become heaven on earth. So for the promotion of a lofty culture, that's why Ramayana is so popular, not only in India but in many, many, many countries now all over the world. And each character is full of mysticism, love, depth, and it is also a great booster for our own spiritual progress. This is the reason why the Ramayana has been a source of inspiration from time immemorial. So with this, we conclude today's satsang, and we will cover the final section tomorrow of Ram Rajya component. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Om Tat Sat.